Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. This is a balanced rack. I don't think there is a bingo here. So I'm looking to see if I can get the X on one of these double letter squares. So a 5-letter or longer word. And I'm not seeing such a play. I've got locks, leaving a rack leave of... I've got Myrex and Remix. So I do have such a play. So that's 44 points. Balanced rack leave. So I think that's fine. Again, no duplicates. And again, no bingo. But a balanced rack. And I've got scoring tiles in the F and the H. Now, through a C, I would have Falchion, which I think is good, although I may be confusing it with Fortune, although I think both are good. Now, what about the floaters on the board at the moment? Can't see anything through the M or the I. The R looks possible, close to inflator. Can't see a bingo there, nothing with the E or the X. I've got half as a part of a word and a complete word with ION, but I can't see an 8 using that. Now the I is below a premium square, so I could play FAH for a decent score if that remains available, leaving a balanced rack leave, although slightly vulnerable to duplicates. Lion also lacking good vowels. The I and the O are not as good as A and E. Well, I could play faux, F-O-H, which is better than far. And I may be able to play a 3-letter play parallel to Myrex, beginning above the I, depending on what my opponent plays, since my H can go above the I and my F can go below it. And also above the E, I may have plays, getting value from the X. I haven't seen an 8-letter bingo with this rack. There could be one. It's just Falchion, which is a possibility. My opponent taking a while with his opening move. Could have a tricky rack. Could be close to a bingo. And my opponent does play. He bingos after 6.5 minutes with latches, which I think takes an F in front. I do have a C now for trying Falchion. So I'm about to put this down, but do I have anything through the other new floaters? So L, A and T to consider. Can't see anything with the L or the A or the T. So let's have a go with this. And both my premium tiles land on triple letter squares. So Falchion 82. If this stays on, I've got another rack with no duplicates, which is pretty good. My opponent challenges. It is good. He loses 5 points, so I'm 50 points ahead. Again, I have a balanced rack with no duplicates and apparently no bingo, although I did have a bingo last go. My opponent playing a lot more quickly now, and he's played Paioi, which takes an E and an S. Can I exploit that by playing in row O, getting a premium tile on the double letter square? Close to evoke. Gosh. It would be annoying if I can't, because this looks such a decent rack, but I'm struggling to see 5-letter plays using any of my premium tiles. Let me just satisfy myself that I haven't got a bingo. I'm just looking around at the floaters available and I'm not seeing a bingo. So this really is the spot. Do I really not have a play ending, a 5-letter play ending with E? I have Towie keeping KV, which is pretty grim. Is there something else? And is there a 5-letter play with E in second place? Let me just consider the score for Towie. 37 points, a pretty decent score. A pretty awful rack leave. But I'm just not seeing an alternative play in row O. And I think if I don't get it tripled, the score won't justify the play. So I could play Kiev, for example, for only 20-odd points. Wow, what a surprising rack. I was quite pleased to see it. I thought I would have some decent scoring opportunities. Maybe I should leave that E alone and concentrate on sorting the rack out. Or I could play Wove here. 24 points, keeping a decent rack leave. Towie was 37, so I'm giving up 13 points to have this as a rack leave instead of KV. Not good enough. KV is not 13 points worse than this. 15 minutes on my clock. Strange game. Is there really nothing which works in row O? Do I have no triple word plays? I think I've spent long enough. Towie 37. Yeah, pretty horrendous. Through a Z, I would have Bouzoukia, which would sort the rack out. No floating Z available. But I'm not in great shape, although I'm 64 points ahead. If my opponent were to bingo now, I would struggle to sort this rack out. Even ignoring score, this is a difficult rack to sort out. My opponent has not provided a Z. My V can go in front of the O, and my A can go in front of GO. Gosh, I have Cav, but Cav's no good. So, is this a changing rack? Now, row H is quite hot, which I haven't really considered before. My B and my K can go above the A. Can't see a way of making that work. Just 40 points in the lead. Both my V and my K can also go above IS. A play of UVA would be quite good. And I think Buick is good. 31 points. Does that play anywhere else? Well, my B can go above OW. Now, do I have a play in row H? I don't think I do. A play ending AB. This rack leave isn't overly horrendous, given the starting point, and I like the 31 points. Great, I'm back to having no duplicates and a non-bingo rack, but this is a rack I can sort out. I can play Gov or Vug, and the rack leave's going to be quite good. Guava onto an A. I've blocked the A of latches, just because of UIF. Now, what about row M? That's still pretty hot, and I've got a V and B for going over OW. Vag is good, or Vag rather, if Gao is good, and I don't think it is. I'm just looking around to see where I can play Gov or Vug. And do I have a play in row H? I don't think so, because the A has to go above the L. 30 points for my opponent. He's only 40 points behind, so he's hovering. And although he spent a lot of time on his opening move, his subsequent moves have been fairly prompt, and we're now fairly level in terms of time. My U can go in front of the N, so I could have a play beginning GU. Then I'm stuck with the V, and I would definitely like to play off the V, and I can. I can play vague. And I'm just wondering about adding a D onto that. I don't think vague takes a D, probably confusing it with vogue. Vague for 18 is not particularly good. The rack cleave has no vowels. It would be much better to play vug somewhere or gov. But I haven't seen anywhere. And it's only 18 points. Let me see what Gab scores. 36 points, and I'm keeping a vowel. Tempting. If I had an I could play Gabion. I don't. Gov and Vug don't play above Myrex. Although I could play Gub for 20 points, but the U isn't worth burning 16 points to get rid of, so I quite like Gab. I don't think I can use the V of Vino. This is balanced in terms of vowels and consonants, and I am retaining the S. I am retaining a vowel, so I'm going with this. Okay, V and 2 U's. Fairly grim rack, although still balanced. I'm not swamped with vowels or consonants. Nice play by my opponent, 36 points. Through an O, I would have Vodor. Vodau, rather, no O available. Again, my opponent hovering just 40 points behind. Can I place my V above IS? Both my O and my U can go in front of the R. Can't see anything. I've got out as a prefix. Can't see a way of playing that with the V. Through an L, I would have Vulu. No L's available. That's been blocked by my opponent. Can't see anything which plays through the V. 10 minutes on my clock. Can I keep scoring? What about a play through the E? That's a really hot floater. And it's remained available for quite a while. Yes, I think this is the play. Devout. Keeping US. 20 points. Great, that looks pretty nice. That looks as close to a bingo as I've seen so far in this game. Outranks through a K. There could be a 7 here, and it will be high probability. Santower and Rousant, those are the two. Now, Rousant plays in row M, making... does Devout take an S? I don't think it does. Okay. I have rainouts in row B through the I. That's the only bingo I've seen. I can't see anything through the V. So just rainouts, that could easily be blocked. Row A is quite hot. So the two I spotted were Rousant and Santower. Any other spot for them? Myrex has killed a lot of action over on the right-hand side of the board. Can't see anything. Now there is the floating E of Neem. And that's really available for bingos ending in E. So is out snare good? I don't think so. So can't see anything there. ME and IS both available as 2-letter pairs, and the R of Myrex is available for a play ending ER. I don't have an E, but other vowels go in front of D, A and O. Can't see anything. I sure devout doesn't take an S? I think I am. So what about ME? Neuromast, and it has an anagram. What is the anagram of neuromast? Gosh, there is one. I think it's anno Eastrum. Yeah, well, neither of those goes. So what about IS? Can't see anything with IS. Again, my opponent taking a while. The last time he took a while, he bingoed and he had a blank, so he may be in a similar situation. And if he blocks my bingo... well, he doesn't block it, but... Sorry, he does block it. He doesn't bingo. So I can't play rainouts. Rousant and Santor don't play. 10 minutes on my clock. So what haven't I considered? The X, nothing through that. What about the N? Can't see anything there. Okay, well this is a shame. I was hoping to bingo. There's OB. Can't see anything there. Now I'm going to struggle with this rack. Except I'm not, because I've got Vaunt, which gets 28 points and keeps a decent rack lead. I may have missed a bingo on this rack, but I've looked long enough. Another 1 point rack. Still one blank to come, one S, quite a few E's. Quite a few E's and A's. So do I have a bingo here? Well, not that I've seen so far. Trio lays through an E. The E of Neem doesn't work. Can't see anything ending R. Now there's the floating U and T of Devout, which I didn't consider last turn. Can't see anything through the U or the T. So this is going to be a tricky rack to deal with. I was fortunate to have 28 points for Vaunt last go, but my fears then are likely to be realised now, in the sense that I'm going to struggle to score, and I'm only 60 points ahead with my opponent on turn, and there are bingo lanes available on this board. Got the IST ending, so 25 for my opponent, which is good. He hasn't bingoed. There's ME and IS. Do I have anything through either? Can't see anything through ME. Close to Meliorist. 9 minutes on my clock. Can't see anything through IS, and that duplicates tails on my rack. Tsar takes nothing in front. So I want to score. I don't have any scoring tails, so where are the scoring tails on the board? Well, there's the X. So do I have a play running along the top of my X? And I was just distracted for a moment by the thought of a play coming down column 12, ending IX. Can't see such a play. I can't see any ODI words. So I think I'm going to have to forget about that. Now this O of Devout is quite hot. If my opponent has a J, he could play JO for 50 points, so I could take that out. By playing Trot. 1 T left and 3 Rs. 7 minutes on my clock, 24 tiles left. This has been a rum game. The trouble with trot is that it just gives my opponent more points for Joe. So what about playing toil? Ratley with RST is quite nice with all these A's and E's to come. Quite an open play. Toil only 14 points and Toil takes an E and there are E's to come. But if my opponent plays in row N, he's opening bingo lanes or opening the triple word squares in row O. I'm going with this. Great. I don't draw an E, but I do draw an A and I draw a blank. I've got only one vowel, but I've got the blank. I think there should be a bingo here. I'm not sure about Strander. Now, what about using the blank as an E? Darnest, Stander, Stand. None of them work. How annoying. Toil taking an S as well as an E. Surely I'm going to bingo with this rack. Absolutely surely. Row B is a bingo lane for bingos beginning with a vowel. That doesn't help. Well, maybe I'm not going to bingo. US only takes vowels after it. Let me consider the blank as a vowel. Standard onto a D. Can't play in row G. Only 7 minutes on both of our clocks. Let me reconsider. My opponent's just played. He's played Defi. I think Defi takes an S. I think it does. In which case I can certainly play. I can play Strands. Does it take an S? Does it take anything else? I think I'm going to go with this. I think it takes an S. Well, if this comes off, I'll be spared the Q. 82 points for Strands, which puts me in a strong position if it stays on. 110-point lead. Now I've got an I to go with the Q, one U to come. I've blocked the triple letter square above the I for the Q. So I could play cheese onto the S of Strands. I can play chin onto the N. So I've got at least 2 spots for the Q. I'm still waiting for this to be possibly challenged. I've got cheese in column 9 for 22 points, which is good. I'm not going to be stuck with the Q. Do I have any scoring spots for the J? I've taken out the best one with Toil. I do have an E for going after Toil, but I can't see a way of playing my J or my Q and utilising that. Great. No challenge for Deffies. I think it probably is good. All those words are good for my opponent. He's still within bingo reach of me. 7 tiles in the bag. 6 minutes on my clock. I would quite like to hang on to the I. No I's to come. And if I burn my I and my opponent blocks this IS spot, I'm not going to be in great shape. Now, I haven't seen anywhere fabulous for the J, so I think I will just play cheese and get rid of the problem tile. Remaining tiles pretty balanced. The only reason for not playing cheese now is for 22 would be if there's a 40 or 50 point J play, so maybe a play in row B with the J on this triple letter square. But I'm not seeing the play. I think I'm going to go with this. I have Jailer on my rack. My opponent plays quickly. He plays Yug and Grex, 26 points. He's 74 points behind. There are 2 tiles in the bag. Not massively bingo-y tiles unseen. But there probably are bingos there, especially with the Toil spot. And I can't block all the bingo lanes on the board. So I think what I need to do is play off 2 tiles and leave 1 in the bag so I get to have another go. And I think it makes sense to play off the J. So I could play Jedi for 23 points. I may even bingo myself with this rack leave. Is there a better spot for my J? 4 minutes on my clock, 5 minutes on my opponent's clock. And is there a 50 or 60 point play which would ensure the win even if my opponent bingos? Can't see such a play. I could play Jet instead of Jedi, but I don't think that's worth doing. It's just providing a scoring spot for my opponent. Jedi does not allow my opponent to score off the J. I'm going with this, or am I? Have I fully explored the board? No, I haven't. Because I can get 26 points using the same tiles, and Jedi was only blocking a 9-letter play beginning DI. Pretty unlikely. 3 minutes on my clock, so is there somewhere even better for JE? Don't think so. Well, that's slightly disappointing. The vowel was consonant heavy, but I draw 2 vowels, and I had a vowel heavy rack leave. However, I have Olearia, which does play in row N. Fantastic. Let's see if this remains available, and does it go anywhere else? Nope. Do I have anything ending R or T? Don't think so. I've got the aero prefix. That's no good to me, so it's just Olearia that I've seen so far bingo-wise. My opponent may take that out, or he may be reluctant to open up row O. He doesn't know what tiles I have because there is 1 tile in the bag. He's got an A. He may be drawn to the Agi hook. What a shame Olearia doesn't also play under US, but it doesn't. Just scanning the board in case I've missed a bingo lane. Can't see anything beginning DI. Can't see anything through OU and IT. Now 3 minutes on my clock. What to do if Olearia is blocked? Well, nothing that I've seen. I have only 1-point tiles. I'm looking at the scoring tiles on the board. Can't see much available. The Agi hook, not particularly valuable. Nothing goes in front of Tsar. Nothing I've got goes after it. I'm just wondering if I've got a play in column 8 reaching the triple word square, beginning ME. Can't see such a play. So 3 minutes on my opponent's clock. He's taking a while with his move. He's entitled to do that, and in any event, it's quite a crucial point of the game for him. However, he is 100 points behind, and with 1 tile in the bag, if he bingos now, I don't think it's going to be enough. He can't stick me with tiles or get anything on countbacks. I think this game is won. However, my opponent is still entitled to try to lose with the smallest winning margin, and the remaining tiles are bingo. He could have precast if the W's in the bag, or Spectra, or preacts. But if he's got the W on his rack, he may not have a bingo. I haven't seen such a play. Just 2 minutes on his clock. I really ought to be looking for places to play if my bingo is blocked, since I don't have terribly much time. Vaunt takes an A in front, but Aero doesn't work. So I don't have anything in column 3. Zines takes nothing in front. I'm really struggling to see anything with this route, but I think the thing will be, once my opponent has played, I can see whether I have one go or two. So Oliaria blocked, fair enough. No new floaters provided. My opponent's got car or arc, so he can play cars in row A, he can play arc in row B, he can play car and agi. So I have one go. What about playing underneath swept? Yep. Well, I can play a 4-letter play. Can I play a 5? Yes, I can. I've got Oriel. For 32 points. Just check all those 2-letter words are good, and they are. So, my opponent to go out now. Several spots available for him. And he does go out. Pass to end the game. And the final score, 373 to my opponent, 454 to me, a winning margin of 81 points. So a good win and a strange game. Let's see what I missed. Quite unsettling when an opponent takes a quarter of the game to play their opening move. Now, this was my rack, and my Rex and Remix were the highest scoring plays. Now, this is the move my opponent spent so long over. Now, why? Was he looking for... Well, I guess he could have been looking for a double-double or a play which hits a triple word square in column 8. Let's see if he had such a play. Well, he did. But not easy to see. None of these plays are easy to see. Yeah, maybe that explains the time he spent, because there's a big gap between the highest scoring plays and other plays, and my opponent got 74, so he spent a while trying to get 24 points and not spotting it. Now, this was my rack, and Falchion was the only bingo, so delighted to have spotted that. Opponent's rack, he plays Pioi, and there wasn't anything fabulous in row O. Vow for 30. Okay, running over the top of my Rex. Quite nice. What did I do? I played Towie for 37. Yeah, tricky. On score and rack leave, Vow probably better, but row O pretty hot with the E hook for Pioi. And my opponent does have the E. Ooh, look, he has a bingo. A9, Eugenesis through IS, very difficult to spot. He plays Ego. Now, I have a horrendous rack, and I kept KV, so not totally surprising. I wouldn't have had a horrendous rack if I'd kept Kite. I played Buick here for 32, and I prefer that rack lead to any of the higher-up ones, and the extra points for Cab I don't think are worth it. VUU is pretty horrendous. My opponent has Venison. Nowhere. Oh, he does have somewhere for it. E2 because of Slatches. Wow. So I saw C and F as a front hook. I hadn't realised Latches also took an S. Envision's also available. Opponent plays Vino. Now, I still haven't worked my way through this bad rack, but I play Gab for 36, and that looks fine. Opponent plays Neem. My rack problems continue, except they're not really problems in the sense that I am able to play decent moves, and in this instance, for example, div out for 20 keeping US is a decent move. So although this rack looks horrendous, there are a lot worse racks, and I'm a million miles from needing to change. So div out for 20. I've got a 60-point lead at this point, which is good. My opponent plays Zines, blocking my bingo. And I don't have another bingo. Look at that, undevout. I didn't consider that at any point. However, I think Vaunt is the play here. My opponent plays a darn. Oh, wow, Troyalists. Should have seen that through IS. That would have been nice. Always fun to play a 9-letter word, but I didn't see it. And I played Toil. Opponent plays Deaf Eye, and I've got a ton of bingos in column 15. Opponent's rack. Just wondering if I have bingos anywhere else. Well, all the ones shown are column 15 because they're highest scoring, so there may have been elsewhere bingos. Opponent's rack, he plays red. My rack, I played cheese, and I still like that. Opponent's rack, he plays yug. And now 3 tiles in the bag, so I'm looking to play off 2, and I like G. Opponent's rack, he does have the W. He doesn't have a bingo. He blocks my bingo. And finally, Oriel, the highest scoring outplay. So a pretty interesting and unusual game. 1 missed bingo in Troilus, so well done if you spotted that. Good fun to get Falchion down, and always good fun to win the game. So I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.